NFL Countdown Show. I've got two InsidersRoom.com handicappers here in Wrycape and AM Plus Money here to give you a couple plays for Sunday's action. And if you like underdogs, this is a show for you. We've got three underdog plays going for Sunday's NFL action. Wrycape, how did you do last week? How's your NFL season going so far?
My NFL season going pretty well. I think I'm 5-3-1. My draw was the Eagles not covering on Thursday night. See if I ever bet on them again.
And AM, how's your NFL season?
Yeah, it's going pretty well. I'm profitable 8-6 right now, 7-6-1 depending on the site.
Yeah, that's what we always say: shop the lines.
Yeah, that one was also the Eagles for me on that same game as Rye.
Well, great minds think alike. All right, let's get to Sunday's action here. Each guy will give you two picks and a little bit of analysis there on why they like what they like here. So we'll start out with you, Rye. What's one of your plays for Sunday?
Yeah, all right. We'll start off with the Texans. They're +9. So they are 0-2, both straight up and against the spread. Not good. The loss to Baltimore was competitive. This defense gets to opposing offenses. I like to fade the teams that are going to Europe. So Jacksonville plays in Europe next week. Jacksonville was unable to capitalize on 3 Kansas City turnovers. I feel like they can't light up the defense. Their offense hasn't been that good. They scored 31 against the Colts, but that was due to turnovers by the Colts. I do like Stroud. He's been decent this season. He has 626 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks through 2 weeks. I think he should put up decent numbers this week. Texans are 9-1 straight up, 7-3 ATS versus Jacksonville since 2018. I haven't been too impressed with Trevor Lawrence. He actually ranks out worse than Kenny Pickett, and he's a little bit above Joe Burrow. In the red zone, he has a 36.4 completion percentage. Jacksonville is 2-4 ATS when playing as a favorite under Doug Peterson. Team is 1-2 straight up. 0-3 ATS as a home favorite in that same span. Jacksonville has a public backing. Houston has my backing. I think this number is too high, and I'm taking Houston.
All right, good analysis there. I like that play. Am, what do you got for us here?
Yeah, so I'm going to go with the Commanders +6.5 for my first pick. Really like what I've seen from the Commanders in these first 2 games. Obviously, they beat the Cardinals. Not a very good team, one of the worst in the NFL. They struggled a bit in that first game, but they looked a lot better in Denver last week. I thought that was an impressive game for Sam Howell on the road. Eric Bieniemy is really taking control of this offense. And Buffalo, they're coming off the big 38-10 win against the Raiders at home, but we saw how they struggled in week 1 with the Jets. Their offense hasn't been as good on the road going back to last season as well. And turnovers have been a big issue for Josh Allen and this Bills offense. So I think the Commanders are going to be able to capitalize on a few of those this weekend. And I expect the Commanders to at least cover the spread and maybe even win the game.
All right. Sounds good. All right, your second pick here. You like going a little money line action here?
Yeah, the Vikings and Chargers. So the Chargers have became the first team ever in the Super Bowl era to score 50 points with 0 turnovers in the first 2 weeks and be 0-2. Vikings haven't been much better. They've lost 2 one-score games. Last year they went 9-0 in those games. So in some ways the Vikings have been their own worst enemy. They do have the most turnovers and the worst turnover ratio of any NFL team heading into week 3. I do expect a bounce back here, too, after the Eagles lost last week. They signed Cam Akers. I don't expect him to do much, but I do expect him to play. Austin Eckler is banged up for Los Angeles. Kirk Cousins has looked decent. 708 yards, 6 touchdowns, 1 pick. They have a bunch of weapons: Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkinson. I think they're going to do well against this defense. Chargers secondary is not good. So Chargers are just 8-11 ATS in games with lines of +3 to -3 under Brandon Staley. So they have trouble with close games as well. Vikings are 8-3 in home games under Kevin O'Connell, 8-2 as a home favorite. The Vikings have won 3 games in a row against the Chargers. They lead the series 8-6. One of these teams is going to fuck up, and I think it's going to be the Chargers more.
Putting a lot of faith in Kirk Cousins there.
I like Kirk Cousins. He gets a bad rap.
Well, state boy. He's a state boy, so I can't say too much bad about him, except when he plays in prime time. But that's another story. All right, AM, you're going with a backup quarterback here in your second pick. My dog's already barking for this play. So
Yeah, Kaiser, you know what? Give me the Carolina Panthers +6.5. They're 0-2 to start the season. They're going to be desperate for a win here. The offense hasn't looked great with Bryce Young. Obviously, he's downgraded to doubtful now. It's going to be Andy Dalton suiting up for the Carolina Panthers this weekend. And I think this offense is definitely going to be better under a veteran quarterback than they have been with their rookie quarterback. So that'll be a plus. And this Seattle defense has not been good at all this season. They have given up 30-plus points in each of their games. And this has been an ongoing trend for the Seahawks the last few years at the beginning of the season, where they've been giving up a ton of points and a ton of yards. And usually it takes them, specifically passing yards as well. And it usually takes them a few games into the season before they really start to bring that down. And it's happening again this season. And I'm going to ride the trend. The Seahawks went into Detroit and won a hard-fought game in overtime. They really wanted to prove that they weren't the team that we all saw in week 1. And I think it's a bit of a letdown spot here. They got to travel back home for this game. And the Panthers are going to come in hungry for a win. Andy Dalton still probably wants to prove he's got something left in the tank. I think the Panthers are live to win this game outright and definitely cover that 6.5.
All right. I'm not sure if Andy Dalton has had anything left in the tank for the last 2 years, but hey, we'll see.
He hasn't had anything left in the tank since he left Cincinnati.
Yeah. Hey, there's always hope. There's always hope. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
He's going to be fighting with that hope.
All right. So, AM, tell the people where they can find you, what you got going on. I know it's a big weekend here probably for soccer coming up. So, where can the people find you, and what do you got lined up for the weekend?
You can get my picks at theinsidersroom.com, pickadvisor.com, and bigal.com. I'll have tons of premium picks up for soccer, as you said, and it's obviously going to be a big college football and NFL weekend as well, so you can go check that out.
All right, sounds good. Rye, where can the people find you if they're interested? I know you got lots of stuff going on, and we'll be back Sunday for the weekly NASCAR show, but what else you got going on this weekend?
Yeah, Sunday at noon, make sure you check out the NASCAR report. We're coming from Texas, so that should be a fun one. I'm Wrycape. You can find me at Wrycape on all social media. You can find my premium plays at PickAdvisor, winners and whiners, but most importantly, theinsidersroom.com. I have a loaded slate for Saturday already. I have a loaded slate for Sunday already. I'll have some soccer up as well, not as much as I am. And then I'll be throwing in a little baseball, as I am getting hot in baseball, MLB. So I'll be adding that for this weekend as well. So make sure you check out theinsidersroom.com and the Discord.
All right, sounds good. We'll run down these plays real quick. Rye, you're on the Texans +9, and Kirk Cousins -112, the Minnesota Vikings. AM, you're on the Commodores, and I'm glad you kept the PC correct for the show and not the Vegas version of the Commanders. And he's gone with Andy Dalton. I'm not even sure if Andy Dalton's mom would go with Andy Dalton, but AM, you got faith He's taking the Panthers plus 6.5. Good luck to you guys. And hey, Ryan, I'll let you close out the show as you always do.
All right, let's cash some tickets.
All right. Thanks, guys, and we'll probably see you next week.